Me, I go tell you little something about white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I telling of them is deep. Black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up with seed. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, black, black. It's white, white, white. But let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, it's white, white. But let we tell the story. May I go tell you little truth about the black histories for the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy to analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology to analyze the lives in the society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology to construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology to analyze the minds in the vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology to put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, with the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, 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 it's white, white, white. But let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, say we have to analyze it. Black and white story in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, say we have to analyze it. May I go tell you little something about white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I tell enough of them is history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up the sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, white, white. But let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, black, it's white, white. But let we tell the story. May I go tell you little truth about the black history. It's for the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy to analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology to analyze the life in our society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology to construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology to analyze the minds in that vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology to put the rhythm in your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, 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 it's white, white, but let me tell the story. Yes, it's black, 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 it's white, white, but let me tell the story. Black and white story in my mind.
Greetings, 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 greetings in the name of the Most High. The Most High. Whatever you call the Most High in this day and time. Greetings, 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 family. How are ya? Woo! I'm hyped. I'm hyped today. I'm hyped today. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? All over the world, all 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth. Yes, family. Yes. We're having a good time tonight. We're going to have our own elder in here, a teacher for over 31 years, retired after 31 years. The man has been featured on so many things. And of course, he's the author of 2 books honoring Professor William Leo Hansberry. And of course, his latest book is Spirituality Before Religion. Spirituality is unseen science, and science is seen spirituality. So we are going to honor and have as our guest today, the one, the only Baba Kaba Hiawatha. So, you know, you got to give that a well-deserved round of applause. Yes, of course. Oh, man. So How y'all feeling out there in YouTube land? I know a whole lot of people going to be on tonight, but enough respect to everybody that's going to be on the night. Big up to Urban X. Big up to, of course, Black Magic 363. That's going to be dropping some wisdom in here. And let's see who's in the building. Let's see who's in the building tonight. If you're hearing me clearly, please press 1. If you are hearing me clearly out there, please press the number 1. And do remember to share and like and all the good stuff. Yes, please like, share, and subscribe to King Simon Presents. Remember, this boosts up the YouTube algorithm so we can keep on sharing. Remember, sharing is caring. And please share and help others to be aware. So if you are hearing me live and direct, press that number 1. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 25 people are in and it's rising up. Remember, if you share, you're going to show people that you care, because the wisdom he's about to drop in here for all of you out there is going to be very important for the ear, the inner ear and the outer ear. So I can't wait till Baba Kaba come in the building. And of course, you know, I'm waiting for my co-host to come in also, Aisha Moore, but I'm going to come on right now. I'm going to let people see my face because I'm in the building. Hey, who that? Who that? I didn't know who that was. I didn't know who that is. Who that is? Oh, man. What's up, y'all? Oh, man. I'm here. Thank you for the applause. I'll pay all of you later. I will send a check to you later. I told you that. Yes, I love the applause, man. I used to do this on radio. Hey, what's up, family? Oh, man, it's good to see everybody. Just want to remind everybody there's a lot of big things happening, but want to always remind that we do have a content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcaster and its sponsors. That's right. Want to make sure we always show that some type of respect. And of course, let's big up some of the sponsors that's in the building. Yes. Don't forget, if you are a beautiful woman, sis, it's time to deal with your Mrs. Hyde. Well, let's do the new one she sent me. Okay, it's time to deal with your Mrs. Hyde. Remember, Her Excellence. That's right. Go to herexcellence.com. That's herexcellence.com. That's right. herexcellencecourse.com. Sorry. That's herexcellencecourse.com. And for deep healing and soul restoration online with Empress, Dr. Neith. That's going to be a big thing. So make sure you support. Go and get your registration on information for sisters only. Real natural sisters only. Nothing extra here. Okay. I don't have to say what I'm telling you. Do not come with the extra crap. All right. Just want to show that respect to her. Also, just want to remind you, of course, of pedalwise.com. Pedalwise.com. If you want to deal with a natural gynecologist, this sister can help you out with all the tumors. If you have any inflammation going on for men and women, but for particularly in women, if you have any tumors or anything fibroids and all this, sister can help you out. And guess what? You can save money, save 10% with the coupon code King 2020. That's the coupon code King 2020 when you go to www.pedalwise.com. That's pedalwise.com. And remember, tell her King Simon sent you and you'll get that discount. You know what I'm saying? And also you can do a consultation with her if you want to. And one of our other sponsors, we have the one, the only Janelle Lewis. Those that are looking for real estate, whether throughout the tri-state area of New York, that's Connecticut, New Jersey, New York City, and upstate, this sister can help you out. Commercial property, you can get also land if you want. She can show you how to reduce or get your credit up. Give her a call or text her at 347-866-1153. That's 347-866-1153. That's Janelle Lewis, a beautiful sister from out there, Trinidad and Tobago. Yes. And of course, if you want to do a Numerovation session with me, please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. Remember, it's applied mathematics. If you learn how to apply your numbers, they will guide you. So please Get it done if you can. All right. Also, my pre-order of my new book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. The price is $39.99. That's $40. And you can pay via paypal.me/the Numerovator. And please include your name and mailing address in the PayPal note section. And then we will send it to you as soon as the books come in. Right now, like I said, it's at the editor's desk. And we want to make sure we secure all of that and make it happen. It's going to be a powerful book. So make sure you get it. All right. And let's see who's coming up next after Baba Kaba Hiawatha. After Baba Kaba Hiawatha, we have our brother coming up next. We got the man, the copper child, Mike Eel, coming in. The Crown's Jewelry designer, skateboarder, and cinematographer, journalist. He will be here on Sunday, August the 30th. Yes, this is a hat that he made. He made this hat for me also. Look at that crown. Woo, look at that crown. That's my brother there. Look at that crown. Look at that crown. Lot of mercy. Look at that crown. Lot of mercy. Look at that crown. Lot of mercy. I'm telling you, that's one of the crowns that he made, and I have a few of them. I lost one on one of my trips, but he has a few of them. Also coming up in the month of September. Yes, I'm already into the promotion of September. Boom. On Tuesday, September 1st, we're doing a special show at 9 p.m. as the KSP family welcomes Mahalia Bethia, the one, the only Master Mo of 52 Blocks. He's not only a director, a producer, executive producer of his movies like Empty Hands and Love, Sex, and Kung Fu. And of course, he's been featured on Black Belt Magazine with the 52 Blocks. You know, all the 52 Blocks that comes out. They say Jailhouse Rock. They used to call it Science. All of that back in the day. Me and my friends used to do this when we was younger back in the day. We used to train with the 52 Blocks all the time when we was younger. So big up to him all the time. And coming up, we have our beautiful sister on Wednesday, September 2nd, Karma Anika Ma'at, the journey of a Karma soul doctor. She's not only one of Queen Afua's students, but she's also a sacred woman practitioner herself. She's a jeweler. Her family has a legacy of making jewelry from out of our deep spiritual jewels coming out of the earth, from gold, silver, precious stones. So she will be on with us on September the 2nd at 6:30 p.m. And then, woo! On Sunday, September the 9th, Lord of mercy, Sunday, September the 9th, y'all don't believe who I got coming in. Y'all don't believe who I got coming in. We welcome on Sunday, September the 6th, Sunday, September the 6th, we welcome TV or television correspondent on Black Enterprise Business Report and author of the new book, of her new book. I'm telling you. Of her new book called I Kick Ass at Work. It's a journal for career professionals. And like I said, it's called I Kick Ass at Work. The one, the only Sonia Ali. Sonia Aline will be here with us on September the 6th. And last but not least, covering that month of September also is this beautiful sister, Empress Dr. Neith returns. Empress Dr. Neith returns to King Simon Presents as she speaks about her excellence program coming up, her excellence course coming up. And she's also going to be speaking about the priest of the home. So enough respect to Empress Queen Neith, who will be, or Empress Dr. Neith. She got her doctorate now, so she's doing her thing. So, hey, you know what I'm saying? Wait for my partner to come in, but she ain't get here yet. She might be having technical difficulties. I did send her the link, so let me check my, I did send her the link, so I guess she'll come up, because I know she has a whole host of questions for Baba. But before we bring on the Baba, you know, I gotta share some love with y'all. You know, I was looking at my magazines. I was on the streets of New York today. And on the streets of New York today, I was looking through these newspapers, because when I'm walking through the streets, I'm always having newspapers and checking out. So I went and seen the Connecting newspaper. Very good newspaper to get if you're on the streets of New York, Connecting newspaper. And lo and behold, inside the newspaper, this brother gave me a big promotion. My goodness, Numerovation consultation. My brother gave me a big promotion. Also in the back, my good friend Moshood is in there. Nicholas is in there. Everybody is inside here. So my brother gave me a big promotion. So, oh my goodness. So I got to give him a round of applause just for doing that. Got to give him a round of applause. Got to give him a round of applause just for doing that. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. Yes, sir. So without any further ado, since we're going to get ready, the time is now 10 o'clock. Now, this brother that I'm about to bring on, since 2011, Kaba Hiawatha, Kamene, has starred in several critically acclaimed documentaries such as Tariq Nasheed's Hidden Colors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1804. He's been on everything with Tariq Nasheed. So you got to big that up. A Hidden History of Haitian Revolution. Additionally, he is featured and narrator in the hit documentary Out of Darkness and Heavy is the Crown by Brother Amadou's Christ, as well as starring in Elementary Genocide, Black Friday 1 and 2, and Dame Dash Secrets to Ballin' with Snoop Dogg, Ice-T, Wu-Tang Clan, Faith Evans, Reverend Dr. Michael Bethwick, and other entertainment and community icons. Kaba Hiawatha's voice, speeches, writings, and narrations have been performed in independent productions. Of course, a big up to him and what he did with Numerovation Doom and Nehru and Doom entitled Om. And he is also featured writer and performer on Wu-Tang Clan's EP, The Saga Continued, track titled Message. Now, this brother is a dear friend of mine for many years. I've worked with him. We've done lectures together. We've done places. We've done seminars together. He's always dropping wisdom. I see him all the time. He's been doing his work, and he's a former school teacher for over 31 years. We want to welcome on King Simon Presents the one, the only, Kaba Hiawatha Kamene. My brother.
Nobody welcomes you like a King Simon production.
Yes, sir.
The brother know how to bring people on, man. You are a born promoter, brother. I appreciate you. I respect you. And like you say, brother, we go back a ways.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes,
we go back a long ways, back on the streets when things were first forming, things were first developing. This new generation I'm speaking about.
Yes, sir.
And we've been in the field, brother. We've been doing this work, and I just thank the community for their support. And Brother King, I thank you for all that you have done.
Yes, sir.
And brother, you may not be able to see it because of the way the film is, but when I was watching you do the promo, brother, I had to get up and I had to put my shirt on. I changed my shirt just because of you, brother. I had a pant on before. But when I saw your shirt, bro, I had to come up on it. Okay?
I knew you was gonna come with it,
brother. Twinsies.
I knew you was gonna come with it. I knew you had to come with it. When you see your son's shirt, this is his son Harun's shirt, and I bought it from him some years ago. Oh man! So how's the family doing, brother?
Brother, everybody's doing excellent. We have our health and our peace of mind. We're being careful in these most dangerous times. So I am blessed, brother, and I am blessed that I am able to continue the work that we're doing. And I'm blessed to be on this program to be able to speak to the community because, you know, back in the day, brother, you know that First World Alliance and the United African Movement,
yes,
were the places that were the incubator for this next generation coming through.
Yes, where
we had a chance to hear some of the most profound speakers. Many of them are ancestors now, but they were profound.
Yes, sir.
They were on the streets of 125th, just like you and I have met each other in various places.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, that's just the way it happens. Well, that's this generation now, and what we're doing here,
yes, sir,
is this next generation. This is now the social media level of the First World Alliance. First World Alliance in cyberspace, in other words.
Yes, yes, it is. It is. You know, and you know, before everybody, you see who's here. People are coming into the room. I want y'all to share, like. Remember, sharing is caring, family. And if you share what we care about, especially with knowledge and wisdom that Baba is about to drop, and our brother, Professor Kaba, is about to drop, please share this video. It builds the algorithms, of course, and it keeps us going to keep on educating and keep on bringing this university to the people. And if you want to contact Kaba Kamene for consultation and information, email him at kamene777@aol.com. You can hit him up on IG at Kaba Kamene, also FB at Kaba Kamene, and his website is www.kabakamene.com for his books and his products. Is that correct, Baba?
Excellent, brother. It's right to the point.
That's what I wanted to be. So, first and foremost, you know, I think.
But can I just say one thing, brother?
Yes,
King, because I want to go back to your word algorithm.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
To help the community understand. Those of that know what algorithm is, fine. But I know that there are some that may not realize what you said was so important. Because much of what you're doing as King Simon Production, this type of program, is based on your algorithmic numbers. Talk about numbers.
Yes, sir.
And how many shares something gets, how many comments something gets, is extremely important to the continuation and the success and the promotion of what you're doing.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Everything counts. And it's important that our community understands that when you share, when you like, when you let folk know, that helps you promote what it is that you're doing, that you can bring it more in. The same thing is like this. If, for instance, you should go and purchase a book on Amazon, okay? Let me just speak in terms in general. I'm not just speaking about myself. I'm speaking about anybody, be it Clyde Winters, be it Runoko Rashidi, whoever it is. Not only is it important that you purchase their book, because that counts, and I can tell you stories why I know that counts, but algorithmically, if you comment on the book, it counts. So another part of the success of the folk that are out here, as it relates to cyberspace, you purchase the book, but if you go on the site and make a comment on the book, like where it says reviews, if you put a review on, that helps that book, that writer, and everything that that person is doing. This is algorithmically, when you deal with numbers, when you're dealing with the reality of cyberspace, this is what promotes people to go further. Folk may watch and say, wow, I like that show, but never share, never like. All you did was watch the show, you enjoyed it. But if you like it and if you share it, it takes that, whatever it is, to the next level.
Yes, sir.
And I just wanted to back up so that our community understands what's happening in cyberspace now.
That's true.
What you're doing is as dynamic as it is. If you have people that will comment, oh, hey, I enjoyed the show, that all counts.
Yes, sir.
It goes into an algorithm that then goes back to King Simon Productions, that then go back into the success and the promotion of your program.
Yes, sir.
Because I know they contact you and say, you know, you can boost your thing 100% if you should like pay $15 to promote it.
Yes, yes.
But the reality is the fact that they contacted you to tell you that, it means that you were successful.
Exactly. And you heard what the Bible say. You know, we gotta give that a round of applause too. But you know, Baba, before I start, I want to bring on my co-host. She's from the Boogie Down Bronx, like you, my brother. She's the one, the only Empress Aisha in the building. Give her a round of applause, Empress Aisha. That's right. How you doing, sis?
Doing great. Yes.
Meet our great Baba Kaba Hiawatha Kamene.
I was just watching some of your videos. I love it.
Oh, fantastic!
I wish I've been watching them even longer. Like,
wow.
I feel I'm grateful. Yes. I never finished the one that I was most intrigued by. I was just so busy trying to prepare for right now, but
yes,
you're amazing.
I appreciate you, my sister. Thank you so much, Empress Aisha. I appreciate you, and I look forward to the future, because it ain't over till we win.
It ain't over till we win, brother. And you know, my first starting question for you, Baba, is because I know you from way back under the Booker T name, but I want, Booker T coming from UAM. I used to watch you. You know, Khalid mentioned you a few times when I was in the nation, because of how you was always articulate with and working with Dr. John Henry Clark and the rest of the great ones that you've studied under and was right at their feet. But what does the name Kaba Hiawatha Kamene means?
Okay. As of May 10th,
yes, sir,
2002, I corrected my name.
Yes, sir.
From Booker Taliaferro Coleman Jr. To Kaba Hiawatha Kamene, with much respect to my father and what that name means.
Yes.
I remember when I first met Professor Clark, about 12 and a half years of age. They brought us up to Harlem to listen to his presentation. And I remember they brought the younger folk, brothers and sisters, up to the front to meet Dr. Clark after he had presented. And I remember when they introduced me to him, he said, "Oh, Booker T, you're going to be a great teacher one day." And I just smiled, you know, because that wasn't on my mind right then as it relates to 12 and a half. And so when I was correcting my name and I went to the shamans and I went to those who I respected as it related to my transformation, because I always, first I paid homage to my father, and because my father had joined the Ancestors by then. And there was no way that I could tell him that I needed to correct my name because I didn't want him to think. So I presented myself to my father and explained to him what I was doing and why I had to do it. Beyond that, I went to the Ancestors. And I'm sorry, I went to the elders. And I was asking them, you know, when I'm changing they said, well, first of all, let me tell you one thing. You're not changing your name. So don't think of it in that term. You're correcting your name. You're not changing it. Because you'll always be the same person that you are, be you Booker T or Kaba. At the time, they didn't say that because I hadn't chosen it. But they told me that the way in which Western civilization psychology goes, when they name you that describes who you are. From an African perspective, your name doesn't describe who you are. It describes what your divine mission on earth is. So that every time somebody calls your name, they're not calling you, they're reminding you of what you got to do. Kaba, Ka is spirit, Ba is soul. Kaba. So it is the spirit of the soul. Hiawatha was an indigenous brother from the Mohawk Nation who united the 5 nations. Called by the French, misnomer the Iroquois. They call themselves the Haudenosaunee. And they come from what would be considered northern United States, southern Canada. 5 nations and Hiawatha saw that this was like 1000 AD. It was before Europeans even understood the water like that. And so what he did was he was called the Dreamer. And he saw that there was a lot of bloodshed amongst the people, the 5 nations, the Mohawk, Seneca, the Onondaga, the Oneida, you know, the Cayuga, the 5 nations. And he said, look, we got to stop fighting. And we have to come together because there will come a time when we must be unified. Now, this is 1000. They did not, he did not necessarily know that Europeans were coming 500 years later. So what he did is he brought the members of the 5 nations that had lost the most people. You know, I do this when I talk to street organizations. I do this when I talk to Bloods and Crips and Palomo and Latin Kings. This is the story that I tell them. And so what Hiawatha did was that he went to all of the groups, the 5 nations that had lost the most, had their family wiped out through warfare amongst themselves, people that had died. He chose the people that had lost the most to come together because he said, if the people see you making peace, who have lost the most, then it will encourage them to become peaceful. So they went to the Onondaga territory up in northern New York, and they had a meeting. And out of this meeting, Hiawatha picked up a bush, and he had all of these people, these warriors, these people that were upset from the 5 nations, put their hatchet in the hole, and he put the bush back over the weapons, and he said, "You will fight no more. You have now buried the hatchet." That's where we get that term from. Out of this came what is called the Gynecologist, which is the great law of peace upon which the Constitution of the United States is plagiarized. It is called the Gynecologist, which is called the great law of peace. And in this, to keep the peace, they brought in representatives that they call sachems that would meet periodically, basically every 2 years, to discuss the needs and wants of the community. Out of these and you had how large your nation was determined how many representatives you had in that group of sachems. But out of those sachems, the sachems voted that had one member from every group that created the Grand Council. That's where the Senate came from, and that's where the House of Representatives came from. And the Constitution is a plagiarized version of the Kamene, the Great Law of Peace. Hiawatha is looked upon as a unifier. So that's the word for Hiawatha, unifier of his people. Kamene, Ka is spirit, and Mene is the first Neset Biti, or Pharaoh, of the first so-called dynasty of Kemet. So Kamene is the spirit of Mene, who was the uniter of the north and south, or what we call Smartawi, the united land. So that's my way of answering your question. Kaba, Hiawatha, Kamene is the spirit, the soul of the unifier of our people. Man. I am as Baaba Peruse, I am Nebu Afrika. Nebu means all. Af means the flesh of the nation. Okay? Ra is the light and heat energy of the creation. And Ka is the spirit of the creation. In other ways, in other times, we call ourselves Pan-Africanists, but Pan is a Roman word. It means all. Right. Nebu means all. So I'm going back according to my brother, my elder, Baaba Heru, and I'm embracing the word Nebu Afrika. I am a unifier of our people worldwide. Wherever you are, if you are African, you are my brother, you are my sister. And I wish for you everything great that I wish on any African people.
Yes.
So,
yes.
So when people say, yo, Brother Kaba, you're reminding me what I got to do. You're telling me, keep on unifying, brother. My name ain't, and by the way, let me tell you something else.
Yes.
The way in which I was the bridge, because my son's name is Heru.
Yes.
But the way I fixed my name, remember, my name was Buka. Now it's Kaba.
Right.
Buka,
right.
Kaba. Okay. Kamene, Coleman, Kamene. So as a bridge, I was able to hold on to my daddy and my mommy, but I was also able to usher in the new way, the African way, the future way.
You know, Baba, what I found interesting, and that was I knew there was a deeper meaning, because I always wanted to ask you, because I come out of, like the 5% and the Ansar and the Nation, and we always had to change names and all that kind of stuff for meaning to recognize who we were. Even the name Simon, although it's one of my middle names, when I researched it, it comes from the Arabic name Ismail, which means to listen or to hear. You know what I'm saying? To hear someone. But I use Kweku because I'm born on Wednesday, of course.
Okay, yeah.
So, but I knew it had a deeper meaning of some sort. I knew it had a deeper meaning of some sort, and I'm honored that you was able to break it down. And what's so interesting is that because you've been a school teacher for so many years, over 31 years, you have reinvented yourself into something else now. But 31 years of teaching our children. Did the children that you have encountered over the years, did you see any of the brilliance that you are expecting to come out of them now, or to this point now, after 31 years from the first class that you ever taught? Have you ever ran into any of those children, and are they doing some exceptional work after you've taught them?
My brother, I have, particularly since I got on Instagram.
Yes.
Okay, I've been on Instagram. I was on Instagram since about 2017, but I kind of faded away.
Right.
But Heru started talking to me and telling me, yo, Dad, you got to get back on Instagram, because this is where a lot of folk are getting this type of information. You'll really be happy to see what will happen once you get on Instagram. Since I've been on Instagram, to my brother King Simon and sister Empress Aisha, I've had students contact me, say, I had you when I was in kindergarten. I remember you were teaching me Kiswahili. I had a student who was from the continent, Ghana. And I remember she contacted me. She said, the one thing I'll always remember about you is how much you loved Africa. And she said, now that I look, and now these people are in their 30s and 40s. Because I had them when they were 4 and 5.
Right.
But they're contacting me and they're saying, you know, when I had just come from Ghana, she said, it's hard to explain what was going on in my head, because as a child, you come from Ghana, and then you come to America, and then you're introduced to this feeling towards melanated people. You're wondering exactly who you are, what your value is. And she said, just having you in class telling me how proud I should be of my Ghanaian ancestry and asking me to teach you words in Twi or whatever language may have been. She said it really has made a difference. As I look back now, as an adult, I look back on what you did in that classroom. And she said, it's not always what you said or taught about Africa. It was just your love of Africa and just love of being in the classroom with us. She said, I picked that up. So these are examples of what I'm getting from people who are now in their 40s and in their 30s. And they're reflecting back, because I'm on Instagram now, and this is where they are.
Yes, sir.
And they're noticing, but they know me as Booker T, just like you said. They know me as Booker T. Coleman. They know me as Mr. Coleman. You know, they know me as an assistant principal. They know me as their teacher in the kindergarten class. And they're telling me memories. And where some of these individuals are, I know 2 people in general contact me. They are teachers. I know people who have majored in African-American studies. I'm not going to take credit for that. But what I do believe is that if you introduce these concepts, it settles in their mind that as they move through life, other people impact them, that guide them and direct them towards understanding your culture and who you are as a people. And so I have received a lot of different feedback from people over the years, not to mention my 14 years in college when I taught college.
Yes.
Students and where they are now. There are CEOs of banks that were my students that are contacting me. There are people who are in positions of great authority as it relates to ABC. I've had students that are on the staff of some of the TV programs at WABC. And that seed that we planted in them is there.
Yes, sir.
He called me, want me to come on to do some work, to be interviewed, to talk about the things that I'm doing. It's there, brother. It works. I don't come to the community with theory. I'm telling you what I experienced.
Yes.
The children understand it from a perspective of greatness, of power. They see their possibilities in their own life. When you introduce Africa with positivity and respect and integrity, the children embrace it, because everybody want to be great. Everybody want to feel good. But if every time you're showing someone of Africa and they are in a position of begging, or they're in illness that you got to send money to help them, it's not that that's not true. It's not that my heart don't go to them. But if that's all children are seeing about being African, they don't want to be African.
Right.
No human being wants to be diminished.
Yeah.
And particularly children who are searching for their identity.
Yes, sir.
When you're in that classroom and you're an African man, because let me tell you something. When I used to go to kindergarten meetings and I was a kindergarten teacher, not only was I the only black person in the room, I was the only man in the room.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Brother
sir.
Simon and Empress Aisha, I could write a book on the children in my career, in my kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade classroom, that said to me while I was teaching, you remind me of my daddy. I wish you were my daddy. Can I call you daddy? What my response was, I am your daddy.
That's it. That's right.
I did not bring you into the world.
That's right.
But once in my presence, it's an African tradition that every adult male is Baba and every adult female is Mama. So I am your daddy. I am your Baba.
That's right.
And that's how I look at you. And I have children too. And I wish on you everything I wish on my own children. Of course, I have a personal investment in my own children, but I also have an investment in you.
Yes, sir.
And I wish you only the best, only success. And I pray that you really understand how great you are. This is what I used to tell them. You know
what's so interesting, Bob, because right now we're broadcasting on Facebook and on Twitter, and I see one of my old classmates from my PS schools online. And I tell you, I wish we had Black teachers back in those days to tell us who we were, because I think that's why I dropped out of school, because they was boring to me and they wasn't telling me who I was. I got kicked out of school. I went to smoke weed and hang out with friends. Going through Martin Luther King High School, got kicked out of that. Then went to Erasmus, my zone school, got kicked out of that. Had to take GED because they didn't tell us who we were. But I'm glad I came out of a family that was Jamaican, that I always heard about Garvey and I always heard about those people. But it was very, I mean, tears are coming to my eyes because I'm thinking about this. And how it hurt us.
That's right.
And it's deep.
It's very deep, particularly when you're a child. See, as an adult, you understand. You don't like it, but you understand. But as a child, it's important for folk to understand. And this is why I'm telling people, like with my grandson, 8 years old, I'm always talking to him about, how do you feel? What's going on inside of you? Are you concerned? Because a lot of folk don't really understand that as adults, you're talking around children, and children are listening to you. But children are not assimilating and absorbing what you're saying the same way you did.
Exactly.
Say that again, my sister.
No, I said exactly. I'm sorry. I said exactly. Right.
You know, and I'll give you an example.
Brother Kaba,
please.
I'm sorry. It's like cutting in and out, so I can't.
Yeah.
Are we together now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
It's like Brother Kaba. You can hear me?
Kaba, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you, my sister. I can hear you.
Go ahead. You can hear you.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep talking because that's.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay,
keep talking.
Brother Kaba, I felt that way when, in religion, really in Islam, I did not find. Are we okay?
Yes.
Can I continue? Okay.
Yes, go ahead.
I did not find my. It was always about the Arabs, and it's nothing against the Arabs, anybody from Saudi Arabia and Pakistan and on any of those other countries. My dilemma was not finding myself, not connection with myself in religion. Like I never was in myself. Like I never saw me in Islam, and I've always felt. And not being raised in an environment not about our culture, and not have that as something to grow up with, and to connect with, other than hearing about Martin Luther King and sporadic people. You might hear about Harriet Tubman because of the movies. You will hear about Bruce because of the TV shows, and I find it very hurtful and very, very sad that I grew up in an environment, and it was beautiful in a lot of ways, but in that aspect of my life, I felt really disappointed, because once I became in Harlem and studied and learned from the greats in Harlem, it was like I didn't know that I was supposed to know what I do know now, and I was like oblivious to the things that you are currently teaching us. And I just find it great that you are out here, and there's great people like you who are out here who are still doing the works for us, to teach us and to educate us. My question is for parents who are new to the knowledge, new to the conscious, to waking up to who we are. What should they do? Like, what is some of the key things that they should do to start educating their children now, where it's not too overwhelming, because it's so much for us to study and to learn, and to catch up. It takes years to catch up to get to where you are. But where can we start now? The parents who need to start. Like, what are at least 3 things that they should start now with to start educating their children to get them on the right path?
My sister Empress Aisha, the first thing that each and every one of us should know is that the moment you realize that there are things that you should know, and the moment you realize that the more you learn, the more you learn, how much more you have to learn, then you realize that the only difference between where I am and where you are is a matter of accumulating the wisdom. The most important thing is to walk through the Stargate. Once you walk through the Stargate, once you come to that realization of who you are and that you want to learn more about yourself, that's the most important step to be made. Just like when you're trying to solve a problem, the first step in solving a problem is realizing and accepting the fact that you have a problem. Because once you do that, then you can solve it.
Okay.
Most people have problems because they won't admit or accept the fact that they got a problem. You know, they say that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And that could be true. But I say, first of all, you gotta make the horse realize that it's thirsty. Because if you keep telling the horse, you can lead him to the water, but if the horse don't realize that it's thirsty, it ain't gonna drink. But if you should take a handful of water to where the horse is and let the horse get a little bit of water, realizing that he is deficient in water, he'll say, this is good. I like this. Where you get this from? You say, well, it's right over the hill. The pond is right over the hill where the water is. And so you give the horse a little bit more water. The horse says, this is good. Now I want some. And so you don't have to lead the horse to water because the horse is going to tell you after he get a couple of, she's going to say, well, hop on my back. I'll take you there. And once the horse gets over to the other side where the pond is, to be able to drink that water, they'll never go back to where they were before. The great situation that we have in our community is that our people don't realize what is happening in their culture. They don't realize what knowledge of self can do for you. Because when have we ever been encouraged to know who we are? Where has the material been to tell us who we are? And this quickening that you see happening all around us is that horse that we gave a little bit of water to. John Henry Clark gave us a little bit of water. Sheikh Anta Diop gave us a little water. Arturo Schomburg from Puerto Rico gave us a little bit of water. And so now we got it, and now we want more. And now we want to go where the pond is. And so what parents can almost immediately do, because we're in a pandemic. If we were not in a pandemic, I would say go to the nearest African-American owned bookstore. Start going to African-American owned stores, period. And let our children, give them the money to give to people. Do you know how many times we put money in the hands of people that don't look like us?
Yes.
How often do you see us doing business with our own self? Be it going to restaurants, getting something to eat. Our children don't know what it's like to put money in the hands of melanated people. So the first thing that we need to do is just expose. See, because I'm trying to make it simple. I'm trying to make it something that every parent can do tomorrow. You can go to a bookstore. Now online, you can go to Black Books online and have the children look through the books. Somehow or other, there are just fundamental things. The other thing is open up a dialogue with children. Talk to them. Just begin a dialogue with them. Explain to them who they are. This is very simple, family. Talk about your family, what you've been through and what you've done, and be positive also. Yeah, we got a lot of sad stories to tell, but we got some positive, because if you can survive the sad story, that's reason number one to celebrate. You already celebrated. If you surviving every morning that Black folk get up, you won the game. Because everything that is created in this society, this Western society, is meant to put you in an insane asylum or prison, send you back to Africa, or kill you. We ain't supposed to be here with King Simon and Empress Aisha having this kind of dialogue. They never saw this happening.
Right.
We are a powerful people, family. If we just understood who we were, let's keep it very simple with our children for now. Don't have to get complicated. Find out where Black stores, African-American owned stores are. You know, bring your children there with you. Let them purchase things from Black folk. That's simple right there. That's economics. And then Purchase books. Let them see themselves. Get magazines. Cut out the pictures. Get some construction paper and some glue, and start them to decorate their rooms in the houses with people that look like them. And you can put a lot of adults up, but get some pictures of children. Get pictures that look like them. And whatever you do, don't put them up high. Put them up on the level where the child can see it. We put all our pictures up high. Children are going to be breaking their neck to look up at it. I'd rather have a picture of John Henry Clark no more than 3 feet off the ground. You see, these are little things that we can. And also, read to your children. Read to them. And with respect to the family who may not be that in decoding, may not be able to read the English language, find someone that can. Have them do it. And by the way, at that point, you should learn how to read too.
Yes.
Because the only way you're going to understand Meruneta if you understand English. The only way you can speak Kiswahili is if you understand English, because from what base of language are you going to learn the language? So there are things that we have to do that are fundamental, Empress, fundamental, nothing hard, nothing that costs a lot of money. You can go out and get magazines. You can even download pictures, get construction paper, some glue, have an arts and crafts activity with the children and have them put pictures up and have them frame the pictures that you got off the internet or from a magazine of children that look like them. Put them up in your house so every time that child walks down the hallway, they are looking at themselves. Read to the child. Tell them stories. Talk to them about your growing up. But most importantly, let our children know that everything's going to be all right when all is said and done.
That's right. That's right.
Don't let them think that this is the end, that there is no hope. They used to say to me, Brother Kaba, is there hope for the future? And I always ask, do we have a kindergarten class coming in? Because as long as you have a kindergarten class, as long as we have our children, we have our future. The question is, what you going to do with your future? That's right.
That's right. I think she just dropped, but Kaba, let me just shout out your website and everything so people know. And we're going to talk about your books because I have honoring Professor William Leo Hansberry and I have the Spirituality Before Religion. But I want to make sure I shout out people so they can contact you and get a counsel. If you want to contact, please like and share the video. Again, Baba Kaba taught on the algorithms. I just mentioned the algorithm, but he went in deep on it. So y'all might have to rewind this and talk about it. But to contact Kaba Kamene for consultation, serious consultation. Even you do relationship consultation too, Baba?
Well, in certain conversations I do, but I tend to want to stay in my lane. There are so many great people that do those kinds of things. I normally will advise them to go to those individuals.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Okay. All right. No problem.
So I stay in my path. Brother.
More for educational. Let's stay on the education and the historic views that and lessons that our Baba teaches. Please go and email him at Kamene777. That's at AOL.com. That's Kamene777 at AOL.com. IG at Kaba Kamene. Also Facebook at Kaba Kamene. And his website, if you want to purchase his books directly, instead of going through Amazon or any other place, please go to www.kabakamene.com for his books and his products, because he has great DVDs, CDs, shirts. They got products. They got all of that. So the whole Panther wear, everything. He's on it. He's on it. He's on it. Now, before we go to Spirituality Before Religion, this book here, why did you honor Professor Williams Leo Hansberry? I remember buying this book from you, and I understand he's an educator, and he was somebody of very significant role, especially as far as intellect and everything else. Why did you decide to honor our brother?
Professor William Leo Hansberry. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you why I wrote the book, and then I'll go back and tell you who he was.
Yes, sir.
You understand this. It is tradition. It is African tradition that whenever you embark on anything, a journey, a work, a concept, you always do libation to bring the ancestors within to assist you in what you're doing. It is said that if you are doing something without the consultation and the respect given to the ancestors, those that have transitioned, join the ancestors, and if you don't honor them, then you ain't doing anything. And so I've always made it a habit to, in one way or another, pay honor and tribute to my ancestors. Spirituality Before Religions really is my first book that I wrote.
Oh, okay.
However, I had to do a libation. And that's why the book is called An Intellectual Libation.
Yes.
To the architect of America's African Studies program. That is my libation. That is my calling out William Leo Hansberry from within me to come and to embrace my life writing books. Because I've got 52 books that I plan on writing. And
that number 7.
There's a reason why it's 52.
Yes.
Okay. And I knew you would appreciate that. 52. But before I start on my book, I pay homage to the ancestors, who was William Leo Hansberry. Now, let me take you back. Years ago, when I first started teaching and I was going for my master's degree, I went because I had to get a master's degree in order to fulfill my requirements to become a full-fledged teacher. And so what I did was okay, that's better. What I did was create this concept. I went to Dr. Clark. Dr. Clark said, well, you're a curriculum writer. That's what you want to do. And you are on the throes of creating a department of cultural education, because that's what I was doing. And so he said, William Leo Hansberry, who was a teacher of Dr. Clark's, he said he did back then what you want to do now. So he said, if you really want to do a paper that's going to help you in your future, do a paper on the life and the work of William Leo Hansberry. Now, I had heard of Dr. Hansberry because I had gotten the 2 books that was edited by Joseph Harris, Pillars of Ethiopian History and Africa and Africans as Seen by the Classical Writers. I had already been aware of William Leo Hansberry, but I was not in depth with him. So my first thesis paper in history was on Professor William Leo Hansberry. I then went for a second one when I became an assistant principal and I became an administrator in the New York City Board of Ed. I needed to qualify myself in order to be able to rise up to that level that I had the necessary degree. So I went back for my second degree in administration and supervision, education, administration, supervision, from CCNY, City College of New York.
Yes, sir.
I did my paper on how William Leo Hansberry developed his African Studies program at Howard University in 1923. The first African Studies program in an accredited college. William Leo Hansberry established it. Indirectly and directly, anybody who is anywhere in African studies has indirectly or directly been impacted by Professor William Leo Hansberry. So that first book, William Leo Hansberry, is a combination of both of my master's thesis into a book, because I believe that if we're into Black studies and if we're all into hidden colors and if we're into outer darkness, if we're into wanting to know who we are, that's the man you need to know, because he is the one that started it. He is our cornerstone. You know, Bob Marley say, the stone that their builder refused will be our head cornerstone. I think he said that in Ride, Natty Ride.
Ride, Natty Ride, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The stone that their builder refused will be our head cornerstone. So Professor William Leo Hansberry, for me personally, became my head cornerstone to the life that I plan to live from this point on, writing books to present information to our community.
Man, I mean, I went through it. I honestly say I haven't read it. I was just going through it because this one is the one that intrigued me faster because of what we've been raised, of course, through spirituality and religion. But that's a great intellectual libation. That's a great.
No, and it's very simple, brother.
Yes.
I speak with a 6th grade vocabulary. I ain't trying to get deep with nobody. I'm not looking for no awards, and I'm not looking for colleges to want to, I'm not interested in that. This book, whatever I write, is for my people.
Yes.
It's for our people. It is for you if you work in Metro. If you work for MTA, this book is for you. If you're a nurse, this book is for you. If you're a brother that has a 6th grade vocabulary, but things are down on you and you wait for the red light so you can come and clean my windshield, this book is for you. I'm not writing for I'm not writing on that level. Very simple language, laid out in a way that the community can understand, because I write for our people. I'm not trying to impress people. Yes, I know those big words. I don't use them. I use 6th grade vocabulary. I use simple sentences, not complex. Sometimes I'll use a comma, but for the most part, subject, verb, object.
You know, Baba, I want to go into that spirituality because
it's
can you hear me? Can you hear me, Baba? Kaba?
Oh, I can hear you fine, brother.
Okay. I think you're kind of slow, Sister Empress Aisha. I think you gotta.
Keep showing that. And I'm looking at my router readings. Everything looks good, so I'm like,
looks fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We'll keep it moving. Okay. But I wanted to ask you something in regards to this book, of course. And you quoted Dr. Hilliard, the third, Asa Hilliard the third, and you said the ultimate aim of education in Egypt was for a person to become one with God or to become like God. The path to the development of God-like qualities was through the development of the virtue of spiritual wisdom.
Yeah.
From what you got from that, because of course you're quoting our great ancestor, what does that mean from your perspective, and how would you break that down? Because a lot of us are still in between the fence of spirituality or being godlike or afraid to be godlike. Well, how would you break that down to our audience?
Information, education to African people in the original world was sacred. They didn't see it as a religion. They saw it as a way of life. And so it's not about going to church on Sunday or going to confession. If you grew up Roman Catholic, you go to confession on Friday in order to receive the Eucharist on Sunday, and then you go back to your devilment on Monday. And you think that because you have confessed your sins on Friday and received the body and drank the blood of your Jesus, that you are now free to go back into your devilment on Monday through Friday until you go to confession again. Information was sacred. It was a way of life. Spirituality is the energy of life. And there are 2 cosmic commandments. One is to know that you are the creator having a human experience. And the second law of the cosmos is to treat the creator's creations as you would treat yourself. Those are the 2 laws. Very simple. You are the creator having a human experience. And if you see that creator within you, how could I not see the creator in someone else?
Yes.
And if I saw that creator in me, I would see it in someone else. And that is what meant when we come to each other and we say, let the creator in me speak to the creator in you. Let's talk creator to creator. And so what I felt that Nana before or Asa Hilliard was telling us is how deeply spiritual knowledge and wisdom is. That in your acquiring of it, wisdom and knowledge allows you to ascend into a creator type environment of bliss and peace and knowledge. And when you're there, you want other people to be with you. You see, a lot of us do meditation. And we come up out the meditation, we say, oh man, I feel so good. But you did not go in order to feel good. You went in order to come out and make everybody else feel good. You went in to share. You didn't go in just for you. Ain't nobody care you feel good. You got to make other people feel good. And if you can come out feeling blissful, the truest bliss will demand that you make other people feel blissful. And that's simple to me. It's very simple. Nothing deep about this. But you see, people make it. And that's what religion did. Religion took very simple concepts and made them extremely difficult to understand. Because it gave you a regimen of life that said you got to pray this way. You know, I talk to the ancestors all day long. You know, something come up. I think of my mother, my father, my grandparents. I might even think of somebody that I don't even know. And I say, wow, isn't that something? So this whole idea of prayer is about control and containment. There are no words that you can tell me that I must pray to get this result from God. You know, when I was growing up Roman Catholic, I used to go to church with my mother young. I was young, 5, 6, 7 years of age. This is how young people think. And I remember that they had the little candle where you put 25 cents in and you could light that. And then they had another candle that was a little bit bigger, that was $1 candle. And then they had that long candle. That was $5.
Yep.
And I used to, you know, when I would go to church with my mother, you know, and we would light the 25-cent candle. And I would see people lighting the other candles. And I used to say, Ma, okay, that's $5. That's $1. And this 25 cents. What you prayed for 25 cents and what that person prayed for $5, are their prayers going to be answered quicker than yours?
Wow.
Because, you know, for $5, you get what you pay for, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, $5, I got you. 25 cents next week. Is that what God tells us? I'm trying to figure this out. And as it relates to Islam, my sister, it's very important to understand that Islam was born in the mountains of Ethiopia.
There it is.
And it was brought through the eastern part of Ethiopia. See, this is why there's so much emphasis on Bilal, because Bilal was the one that brought the spiritual system that we now call Islam into Saudi Arabia. And they brought this faith system in.
never heard of that in my life.
And not only that, my sister, but it was another brother by the name of Antara, Antara, that gave every language is brought through normally through its poets and writers. Shakespeare was the one that shaped the English language. There was a black man by the name of Alexander Pushkin that shaped the Russian language. Because if it wasn't for Alexander Pushkin, the writer and poet, Russians would be speaking French now, because remember, they were part of the Gaul Empire, what we call Russia. They were speaking what is from Vulgar Latin called French. But it was Alexander Pushkin that shaped the Russian language in his poetry. The same is true.
The last part?
It was Alexander Pushkin, a black man in Russia, that was a poet and writer. He created the Russian language. He was the one that gave it grammar and syntax. Normally, languages are not developed by language teachers. Normally, languages are created by poets and writers who shape the language and give it its grammar and syntax in its expression in poetry, in its novel, in its whatever they're writing. Now, what we call Arabic came out of the mountains of Ethiopia with Amharic. It's part of the Amharic family. It was brought into Saudi Arabia by
Ethiopia.
He can't hear you. Can't hear you. Something you're breaking up over there.
Can you hear her, King Simon? Can you repeat your question?
She's breaking up. She's breaking up. So it's all right. But you keep on explaining that the whole mountain of Saudi.
You know, I mean, this faith system, this way of peace,
right,
that we call Islam, was alive and thriving in Africa for thousands of years before it ever got to Saudi Arabia.
Right.
And Antara is a poet or a writer who shaped what we call Arabic. Bedouin tribes of Indo-Europeans came in and adapted this faith system. They created what we call, they did not create Islam, but they gave Islam another flavor, because nowhere in Islam are women denigrated. Nowhere in Islam are what you hear. So what I'm saying is that these Indo-European barbarians did to Islam what Europeans did to Christianity. I'm talking history now. I'm just saying. This is
It's different. It's different. It's different than Revelations.
And it's beautiful. Islam is beautiful.
Yes.
If people lived according to the way the original Quran was written, we'd be living in a beautiful world. If people lived according to what the Torah and the New Testament say, we'd be living in a beautiful world. My problem, because of spirituality before religions and what I wrote in that, is I tell you, don't throw your Bible away. Don't throw your Quran. Don't throw your Torah. Don't throw your Rig Veda away, because I can show you where all those books are on the walls in Africa or in the papyri written. Every religion came out of Africa. But the problem that I have with religions is not the religion, not the holy book. I have a problem with the warped interpretation that Indo-Europeans have on these African spiritual systems.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But they done contaminated this.
Yes, sir.
Listen, the Attorney General of the United States of America quoted, when it related to what was going on I'm talking about Beauregard, the first Attorney General. When they were doing those horrible things to our brothers and our family members down in south of the border from Ecuador and El Salvador and Mexico and places like that, when he was instituting those horrific laws against them, he quoted the same part of the Bible that Europeans quoted when they enslaved Africans. The same quote out of their holy book was used to enslave Africans and to rip babies from their mommies and their daddies. That's warped.
Yes.
That's contaminated.
Yes.
And we have got to view this from the original way in which it was looked upon. We are, to Africans, there is no such thing as an alien. Forget about illegal alien. And if you talk about illegal alien, the original and really only illegal alien in America is the European. Yes,
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, you got to drop it like it's hot, because
no, you do. Yeah, that's the only thing I love about you, Bob, because you're well researched and you say what you mean and mean what you say.
And let me tell you the books to go to back up what I'm saying.
And you got
go back and read the book by Walter Williams, the history of Islam, the historical origins of Islam, and also read a book. I don't know if you can get it anymore, but it's titled Egyptian Sacred Science in Al-Islam by Rafiq Bilal and Thomas Goodwin. Don't believe a word I say. I'm not here to make you believe me. I just want to make us think.
Yes, sir.
And the greatest facilitator and teacher doesn't teach you anything. All they do is make you aware that you always knew it. How could I teach you something you didn't know? How could I put something in you that wasn't already in you? Let's look at it like this. We're going to cut out all the lights. Can't see nothing in front of us. And then all of a sudden, you find the light switch. You turn the light on. You see the fan. You see the table. You see the paintings on the wall. You see the couch and the chairs and the tables. My question to you, did all those things appear in the room when you turned the light on? No, they were always there. Your light just wasn't on.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
A facilitator assists the learner in finding the light switch of their brain.
That's right.
That's all I can do. I can't give you nothing that you didn't already have. When I used to teach my kindergarten children, I walked into the classroom teaching it in a way that I taught them as if you already know this. All I'm doing is make you aware that you know this. You were born with all the numbers in your head. You were born with all the formulas in your head. You were born with all of the facts in your head. You were born with all the knowledge in your head. The question is, you got to turn the light on to see where it is.
Exactly. But those that are just tuning in, 106 of us that's tuning in right now or more, please to contact Kaba Kamene for consultation, educational consultation. Now, don't get all crazy. For information, please email him at kamene777 at AOL.com, and IG, you could hit him up at, he does respond to that at Kamene, at Kaba Kamene. Also, he does respond on Facebook at Kaba Kamene. And please, for these books and his products, I'm telling you, family, these books and his products, please, 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 family, go to his website, www.kabakamene.com for his books and products. I think Empress Aisha had some technical difficulties on her side, but I do want to ask you one more question because it's at 11 o'clock hour, and I want to make sure I get this one about, in your 7th chapter, about the age of the feminine principle. You share with us in the book, you say, this age of Aquarius will resurrect and restore the feminine principle. It will bring forward the principles of rejuvenation and regeneration. It is important to recognize that each human is half woman and half man, but by nature and having a mother and father. So the age of the feminine principle includes all humans. Each of us possesses the female character. Therefore, while this is the age of all humans, it is particularly a time when the original African feminine will come to prominence wherever she may be in this world. It will be the return of the cosmic Black mother. Please break that down, sir.
Look around you right now, brother. Look around you. You know, it's interesting because one of the things that I've added since this COVID and this thing that we're going through has occurred, you know, I tell people when I first wrote that concept, when I first developed that concept of the return of the Black cosmic mother and the age of Aquarius and all the things that come with it, understanding the feminine principle, I had no idea that we would be going through what we're going through now. Let me tell you something. What we're experiencing right now, this is Mother Nature. Let me put it to you like this. You know, when we were children in the house and we were acting up and Mama said, yo, look, y'all got to start acting right. Y'all got to start acting right. And we're still misbehaving, you know, doing the things children do. And Mama keeps saying, come on now, you got to, you know, you children got to act right now. Then all of a sudden, Mama get a call. Her mama calling her. She's saying, I'm going to come visit y'all. And now all of a sudden, that mama's concerned because she say, look, this is my mother now. This is the queen mother. And Mother Nature say, your children can't be acting like this. You're throwing things all around the house. When my mother comes, she need to see this house in order. Y'all better get this together. But we don't listen to her and we keep acting up. She said, yo, don't make me get up out this chair now. And we still acting up. So she gets out the chair. She said, now yo, go to your room. And some of us are lackadaisical and okay. Down the hallway, she ready to whoop. She said, I told y'all to get in your room because we got to clean up this house because this house is out of order and arrangement right now because my mother's coming. Okay. I'm your mother. I brought you into the world. Now my mother's coming. She brought me into the world and she didn't bring me into the world to produce children like you. So you better get yourselves together. I liken that to COVID. This is Mother Nature. This virus didn't come from outside in. This virus came from inside of the human family. And it contaminated. And whether they realize it or not, Mother Nature is tired of Indo-Europeans.
Yes.
And the pain that they have brought to the human family, the pain and torture they brought to the earth by desecrating it, by polluting the water and polluting the air. Mother Nature is saying it wasn't like this before. We have been around millions of years, billions of years before. I've been around for 3.5 billion years. You ain't been around but for a couple million. And look at how y'all are acting. I brought you in and I can take you out. This is what we're experiencing right now. Nature is revolting against what the human factor. Now, I know who did this. So I'm not trying to say that, we all play a part in this. Because Dante quotes that the hottest part of hell is reserved for those who stood by and watched and did nothing. The greatest problem isn't for who did it, because they was just evil. The hottest part of hell is reserved for those who knew better but did nothing. And I can't go out like this, so I got to speak on what I'm looking at, because I have to respond to the Black Cosmic Mother. And she is the essence of all things that come into existence. In my webinar, I'm doing a webinar this Sunday.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Yes, please.
Dealing with the old kingdom. I'm breaking up the book, Spirituality Before Religion, into segments. I've done 4 so far. This 5th one is dealing with the old kingdom and the Memphite theology. And the reason why we developed these concepts like this was because I knew we needed more than the book, because like just that passage alone that you shared, that's a lot of information in concentrated form right there.
Yes, sir.
And the bottom line is that when you think about the Black Cosmic Mother, when you think about the feminine energy, when you think about the male energy, when you understand things from an electromagnetic perspective, when you step out and look at the world from a cosmic perspective, what you're looking at is very different. See, Indo-Europeans came into existence on purpose, but they came into existence by accident, but they're going to go out on purpose. What we're experiencing right now from Europeans and Asians right now is the fact that they know their days are numbered. I did a webinar series on why it is. First of all, skin cancer. The Chinese will only be in Africa for so long. They didn't learn from what the European could only be in Africa for so long because the sun done beat them out of Africa. It's going to happen to the Asians too. The Chinese that are in Africa, they're not going to be there long. They'll be there for a couple of generations, but they're not going to be there long. See, because I'm looking at it from a much larger time than just the immediate. They're not going to be there that long. Skin cancer is killing them in record numbers. The second thing that's killing, and I'm not even talking about the pandemic, because when I did this webinar, we weren't in the pandemic. The second thing that's taking them off the planet is drugs. See, we don't realize how many elderly Europeans are drug addicts. Not on necessarily heroin, but they're on opioids, and it's killing them in large numbers. The young people are dying because of meth. They're dying out. And the third reason is because melanin in the reproductive systems, melanin in the male spermatozoon, which is the singular for spermatozoa. Melanin in spermatozoa creates an electrical charge to the tail of the sperm. It's called microtubules. That's what allows the sperm to get to the egg. Because once a man ejaculates into a woman, if and when the woman stands up, that sperm is working against gravity. Because everything is drawing things down when you're standing up, yet that sperm has to swim up to the egg. So melanin in the microtubules gives an electrical charge to the sperm to find its way to the egg. Melanin in the female egg creates a magnetism that draws the sperm to the egg. So amongst melanated people, when a African man, melanated man, well-melanated man ejaculates in a woman, and the melanated woman has the magnetism of the egg, melanated people have no problems reproducing. That's not the same with non-melanated people. There's a weakness in the sperm, and there's a weakness in the magnetism of the egg. They're not producing the way they should be. They are basically, they're not there yet, but basically they're impotent and sterile. And so they're not able to. Now, there's a book called The Birth Dearth. Birth and then dearth, D-E-A-R-T-H. Don't believe a word I say. Read that book. Go to the New York Times, June 20th, 2018. Don't believe me, family. Because in that book, there is a researcher by the name of Sabrina Tavernese that says that out of the 50 states in the United States, now this was 2 years ago, it's worse now. There are more people of European descent dying than being born. There is a birth dearth. They are not able to reproduce themselves. The birth dearth says, in order to sustain a civilization, every family should and must produce 2.6 children. This is demographics now. 2.6 children. It is recorded that the European peoples across the globe are producing 1.6. So let me put it in numbers. For every 10 families, if you want your civilization to sustain itself, if you want your people to survive, if you look at 10 families at 2.6, every 10 families should be producing 26 children. But because they're at 1.6, every 10 families are producing 16 children. By the year 2120, there will be a serious deficiency of European and Asians on the planet. But with all that I just said, now some people say, oh, that's good. I'm glad. Okay, I understand you're angry. And the sooner they get off the planet, the better. I understand that. But that's not my point. My point is when they're no longer here, are we prepared to have our own political system? Can we govern ourselves? Do we have an economic system in place? Do we have an educational system in place? So we got to be thinking about when mommy and daddy are no longer here, what the children going to do in the house when they get it? What are we going to do? And so when I'm talking about this energy, this return of the Black Cosmic Mother, she is already here. She just has not announced herself yet.
Right.
Mother Nature is talking to us.
That's right.
But Black Cosmic Mother hasn't. And let me tell you something else. Look at the sisters. Look at what sisters are doing in the United States of America. They are changing America. Brothers, I'm proud to be a brother. I'm proud to be a man. I'm proud to be a male. But I got to give credit to my sisters. They're getting stuff together.
Baba, before you move on, somebody just asked in the audience, what about parthenogenesis, not needing a man to reproduce? I remember Dr. Blair used to teach on that. You remember our brother, Dr. Blair?
Yeah. Well, there is a part of that that is true, but there's a part of that that cannot be reconciled in spiritual science. It is the law of opposites. Right. The law of opposites always create. Now, women have two X chromosomes. A man has an X and a Y. What made me a man was my father's Y chromosome. What made you a man was your daddy's Y chromosome. What made Empress Aisha a female, a sister, was the fact that daddy gave his X chromosome to your mother's X chromosome. That's what makes males and females. Now, scientifically, you can take an X chromosome from one woman and an X chromosome from another woman. You can bring that together. You can create a child, but I don't know if that would be a human being. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying it's not. I haven't done research there yet. But that's not why genders occurred. Genders occurred in order to produce. When a man and a woman are embraced, when they're in what we call the clutch, the fact that the man is inside the woman also tells you that two people have become one because they're connected. That act is so sacred, so beautiful. It is the one time, the only time that human beings are actually God manifested. And that's why the end result of that relationship is a child.
Mm.
It's a beautiful story. I'm so sorry Indo-Europeans or Eurasians destroyed it. These folk are warped thinkers, man. We better get away from thinking like them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, we better stop thinking that I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying we as a people have to stop thinking that they're so great, because they're not. Because look at them now.
Yes, sir.
With all these great scientists, not one of them know what's going on. Not one of them know what to do. Now, with all that intelligence that you're supposed to have, and as ignorant as I am, I have more faith in Sister Ma'at and what Dr. Sabi gave us and what Queen Afua gave us. I have more confidence in that than I have in your hospitals.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
I remember Dr. Sabi was talking about, he was talking about this concept of the ability that the sun gives energy to the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering, I said, wow, I really want to do research, on that. It wasn't photosynthesis,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't that. It was the electricity, photovoltaics.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Dr. Sabi, how you spell photovoltaics? He looked at me, he said, hey, you the teacher? I don't know. He said photovoltaics, but maybe he was playing with me. I don't know. But he told me, you the teacher, you tell me.
Dr. Sabi don't read books. He just talk and teach.
He don't need, because the plants tell him. Isn't that what George Washington Carver told him?
Exactly. Exactly.
It's all natural. Nature talks to you. Nature was our first language. In fact, the first language spoken was the click language.
Mm. Mm.
That was the first human language. And who taught us that? Nature.
Mm.
We saw this big bird. This big bird came across and it flapped its wings. And we saw it. We said, what is it? What is it? And as it flapped its wings over, the sound that the wings made with the air under its wings sounded like. So our ancestors called it Heru.
Mm.
They heard the sound of the bird, and they made the sound the way in which they expressed what they saw when they looked at it.
Mm. Wow.
So Heru doesn't come from Heru. It comes from the sound that nature made in the falcon wings that would create the sound, and therefore that's the name we gave it. Nature was our first teacher, and the first language spoken on the planet of communicating between humans was a natural language, and we call it the click language because it created consonants.
Mm.
See, the reason why we have vowels in words is to separate the consonants, because it would be hard to pronounce all consonants.
Yes.
So we stuck vowels in, particularly the letter E, just to separate. Heru. But really, you're dealing with HR as the sound.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So we put the E and the U so that it separated from the, and it became Heru.
Heru. Right. Wow. I think our sister have one more. She has a question, because I know she's been in and out. I know my sister. I want to make sure, Baba, you just be dropping all this wisdom. We could go on forever on this.
I'm having fun with you. This is a good time.
Yes. Go ahead. Ask your questions, sister. Ask your questions, sister, because we're not going to keep them on too long. But, please.
Okay. The one I have, because we are homeschooling now, well, a lot of us are doing remote schooling, but for those who want to homeschool, what curriculum do you first, one of your curriculums? Do you still offer curriculums to parents who want to homeschool their children?
I work with schools and homeschooling networks that are homeschooling their children. Let me give you some websites to go to. blackhomeschoolers.com, africanamericanhomeschooling.com. I encourage you to go to our brother Marcus Klein, who is in the Freedom Home Academy, who has a virtual class. He has a school called the Freedom Home Academy in Chicago. He's building them in other parts of the country and even expanding into Africa. But Marcus Klein is a brilliant educator, a brilliant organizer, and he has information that you can look. Let me also tell you that my culminating work in curriculum development is titled thehistoricjourney.org. You can go to that. It's a curriculum I developed with the Indianapolis public school system for the children. And it incorporates a lot of my teaching and my strategy as to how to put information together. For those that may be interested, I invite you to go to Shock Metaphysics, where my brother Philippe and I do a number of programs in the Comedic Wisdom School. I have a whole series on the development of curriculum and curriculum writing. I'm not the only scholar on there. There's other folk too that are doing phenomenal work for our community. You go to Shock
Metaphysics?
Yes, SHOCKMETAPHYSICS, shockmetaphysics.com.
Shock. Okay.
Metaphysics. You'll get to the website, and if you put the word shock, SHOCK, you'll pay half price. A month is $30 a month, but it's $14.97 if you put shock in the slot. You know how they get discount codes and things like that? Shock is the discount code for half price. I have done at least 98 programs on shock metaphysics so far. This is the third year we're in existence. And it's an online class, shockmetaphysics.com. Put shock there. And I'm just developing, and I'm closing out a series that I did on curriculum development and how to bring it into the classroom. See, one of the things with parents, one thing that I've learned, family, is this. If you're going to be a teacher, even a parent, because every parent is a teacher, you have to understand the brain. I do a series of classes on brain anatomy because you can't teach to something you don't know. You know, that's like a brain surgeon studying brain surgery, but not knowing the parts of the brain. How are you going to operate on something you don't know? When you're dealing with the brain, when you're dealing with learning and teaching, you're dealing with two important areas of the brain. One of them, and they're located in what's called the limbic system of the brain. And that is the amygdala and the hippocampus. The amygdala is AMYGDALA, amygdala. Hippocampus is HIPPOCAMPUS, hippocampus. Your amygdala is an almond-shaped piece in your brain that is the house of your emotions. For everything that you have a facial expression for, it comes out of your amygdala. It is initiated. So you have shock, fear, anger, happy, surprise. All of those emotions come out of your amygdala. They're initiated by your amygdala. When you teach a child that if you fail this test, you ain't going no place. If you fail this test, you're not going to get this. If you don't do this, you know your mama going to come. You're teaching to the amygdala. You're teaching to the house of fear. So then when the child sits down to do a test and they got to answer the question, it's like if they wanted to retrieve the information that they're being asked, it's like you got to break out of prison. And that's the struggle you have when you cannot remember something. Because they taught it to you through your fear of failure. Now, let me ask you this. Do you remember that one teacher in your life that just had an impact on you?
Yes.
That one teacher. It could be more. I hope it's more. But that one that really was, mine is Dr. Clark.
Right.
But that one person that you can remember, because I can remember other teachers that had an impact on me.
Right.
But I'm talking about, and whenever I ask this question, everybody in the room smiles. Because everybody knows that one teacher, Mr. Williams in kindergarten, or Mr. Johnson, who was the gym teacher. Everybody can remember that one person. And there's a reason why you remember that person. Because when that person taught to you, when they taught you or when they talk to you, they talk to your hippocampus. Your hippocampus is located on the floor of your lateral ventricles in your brain. The reason that you were able to remember that teacher so quickly, and the reason why you brought a smile to your face, is because when you were in their presence, that teacher taught to your hippocampus, which is your long-term memory. That's why you remembered them, because their memory is tattooed in your hippocampus. And what I tell teachers and what I tell parents is, talk to your child's hippocampus. Because if you do that, you don't have to worry about their fear in the amygdala. They'll do what they're supposed to do because you have brought such a sense of safety to them. We have to create safe havens for our children and our people. Empress and King, when have Black people ever been safe in America? When? Never. When have we ever felt it? Now, there have been instances of safety. There's no question, with our parents, with our family reunion, going to a dance, good things. Okay, we do feel safe there. But as a society, when have African people ever felt safe in America from its founding? And that's because we live in our amygdala. We need to start living in our hippocampus. And to do this, we have to shake the urugu off our back. And when we do that, stand up straight. Because when you stand up straight, not only does the white man fall off your back, but Black folk can't climb on it either. Keep your eye open on everybody. Listerville Middleton said in his poem on the origins, I'm just trying to drop it like it's hot, family. You know what I'm talking about.
That's right.
Listerville Middleton said, sharpen your eyes and tune your ear so you know what you see and understand what you hear. Minute by minute, hour by hour, as you lose your history, you lose your power. So sharpen your eye and tune your ear so you know what you see and you understand what you hear.
Ooh, I love that.
Let's end it right there, Bob. I want to thank you very much, man. I could. You look. I don't know how to, but I just said, brother. Oh man, we definitely had a real griot, a real teacher, a real everything all around, man. Baba, you're amazing. Always, you always amaze me. So always amaze me. And you've made my numerology better. Because I have so much books on so many things. And Dr. Africa, before, may he rest in peace and travel with the ancestors, he said, always, whatever you're teaching or whatever you're studying, always study from a holistic perspective. He always taught me that. I used to stay at his house a lot, stay at his house for weeks or sometimes a month, and we used to talk. And he was a proficient piano player, and he would just do his thing. And I'll come in and listen to him, and I always ask him, would you do a musical thing and then do a lecture? He said, nah. This is for my peace. This is for my peace. And sometimes we got to find that peace, and people like you bring that peace. When I want to get a peace of mind of where we at, sometimes that's where I go and check out your classes or check out your YouTube or check out the DVDs I've gotten from you over the years and all the stuff. And of course, reading these books. they now I'm about to get into this. This is such a simple read, but this book, oh my goodness, Baba. And you say you got 52 books.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Empress Aisha, and to my brother King Simon, Kweku, yes. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Baba.
Thank you for all that you do. I'm proud. I go back with you, brother. You've been on the road for a long time. Yes, You've been doing this work for a long. You ain't never gave up.
Over 25 years, Baba.
Yeah, you are the personification of when I say keep on keeping on.
Yes, sir.
You've been keeping on, brother.
Yes, sir.
And Aisha is phenomenal. I thank you for this opportunity, and to all those who have tuned in, please understand one thing. I respect and I love you. I appreciate that you have given this time to be with us. Coming from where I'm coming from, as you mature, there's one thing that you're going to learn. The most precious thing you have in life is time. Time is the most precious thing because it's the one thing you can't get back. Yes. You can make more money. You can get more houses. You can even buy more sneakers. But when a man or a woman is on their deathbed, if you ask them, I'll give you one more thing, they'd say, give me a little more time. Because when you're on your deathbed, the one thing you ask for is the thing that you hold to be most precious. So for you to take this time from 9:45 or 10 o'clock Eastern time to be here with us, I value your time.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and I respect it, and I appreciate that you have taken your time. It is one of the most precious things you could ever give me, is your time, and you. So I thank all of you, all of us, for keeping on, because guess what? It ain't over till we
win. Thank you very much, Baba. And tell the wife and the family I send my greetings. You know, she'll Jamaica, some have to say, wow, Thank you, Baba.
Yes,
I'll make sure. I'll text you tomorrow. Call you tomorrow if you're all right. I don't know what time you're available.
Oh, we'll talk, brother. Just give me a call. If I don't respond, it's because I'm moving somewhere. But I will respond to you immediately once I get a chance.
Yes, sir, Baba. Thank you very much, Baba. Get home safely. I mean, relax, sleep well, rest yourself, and everything is all right.
Hey, man, I'm energized now, brother. Y'all got me up until at least 6 a.m. People say to me, man, I know you must be tired. Oh, no, I'm energized. This energizes me. I'm ready. You can see I'm ready to go.
You can keep on going. I know that.
I can keep on keeping on because it ain't.
Yeah, I wish. Oh my gosh, I want to hear so much more. Oh my God.
Yes, sir. All right, Baba.
I look forward to the future.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We'll do this more times.
All right. Thank you very much, Baba. Take care. Hotel. Baba Kaba Hiawatha, boy. Oh my gosh. Woo.
That was beautiful, Brother King Simon.
Oh man, give him another round of applause. Oh my goodness. Man, I hope y'all enjoyed this, family. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Oh my goodness. Oh, he brought tears to my eyes, of course, taking me back into school, man. Oh man, it's deep. But thank you very much, Empress, for being a part of the journey. This is all a journey. And again, like Kaba just said, I want to thank all of you out there. Like Dick Gregory said, I thank the least of thee. Some of you might be driving trucks watching us. Some of you might be cleaning your house watching us. Some of you might be laying in your bed watching us on any device. I don't know. Dick Gregory, Baba, the late great Dick Gregory used to say, you know, sometimes you always got to thank even the cleaning lady. You got to thank even the window person, the person that cleans the doo-doo on the floor. You know, I was in the park today at Prospect Park, and a brother was coming, sweeping up, and I just said thank you. I said thank you. I dropped my garbage, and I said thank you, brother. And I said assalamu alaikum, because I seen Allah in Arabic on his pendant. And I said assalamu alaikum. He said wa alaikum salam, brother. He was there cleaning Prospect Park, and I was like, okay, you know. And sometimes you gotta recognize the divinity in them as well as the divinity in yourself. Everybody was not a king or an emperor and all that, but maybe they were the royal cleaning person or the royal musician or the royal this. You know, I used to clean Glenwood Flea Market years ago, back over 30 years ago. And it was a big, massive flea market. It was only 2 of us. And I had 3 of those rows, which was like as long as a darn football field. And another, my partner had another 3. But I always wanted to make sure all 3 of my rows was clean, that I could look over it and say, yo, this is clean. I mean, I would be on it. And if I see somebody drop a paper, I'm on them. Yeah, you know, but that's the pride I had in that one job my first major job that I had was working for a flea market. So at 15, so I was like, wow, you know, and I just had pride in doing what I did. You know what I'm saying? So have pride in what you're doing, no matter what you're doing. And if you can't set up a business on the side, if you're doing
what you...
Huh?
King Simon, could you hear me? Yes. I want to make sure you can hear me. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Okay, I can hear you.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I wanted to that was beautiful. Thank you for having Brother Kaba on here. That was really amazing. He really woke me up to the things I didn't know, especially when it came to Islam. I feel like I go back and just do some deep study and some real soul searching.
No, people to talk to is like him.
I feel like
people like him and people like Professor James Smalls. You should talk to, because James Smalls was a former imam, for over 10 years, or well, about 18 years. He was an imam after Malcolm transitioned. So, those are people that can guide you and direct you into the understanding of it much more deeper, because they was all taught to be researchers. All of them was taught to dig deep and delve deep, not just on the surface. You know what I'm saying? So once again, we want to thank everybody for coming in. I want to thank you, of course, for making it in yourself. I know you're going through some technical difficulties over there, but we're gonna fix that. We're gonna fix that.
It worked that way only because the Brother Kaba was one. Something knew that Brother Kaba had something deep to enlighten us on, and especially my personal self. I something I needed to hear. Sometimes those things happen. So
yes. Please email him. Email him at Kaba at Kamene777@AOL.com. and IG at Kaba Kamene, and Facebook at Kaba Kamene, and his website to get this book. Let me show the book again. It's a libation, like he said. This is a libation to this great elder who started the African Studies Department, honoring Professor William Hansberry. And then, of course, this book here.
Can you open it?
No, it's a lot. I'm just let them go and buy it. I'm not opening nothing. Let them buy it. Let them go and buy it. It's a book. They got to go buy these things. Let them, all this is, they just got to go and support the Baba. I support, y'all can support, everybody can support him, because he's doing his work. He has videos, DVDs. You'll see a lot of his young, because he don't have no pictures in it. It's not a bunch of pictures. It's a bunch of words. He's a straight writer. He ain't got no time for pictures. He's about writing. You know what I'm saying? And it's about giving that information. I'm going to ask him, why don't he turn it into a audio book? Because this would be a great audio book. Both of them would be great audio books. So I think it's very important that we help tell them that, and this should be a part of your curriculum for your children. This should be a part of the curriculum, because, as he said, he speaks to the 6th grade in you. So he speaks from a 6th grade level. He breaks it down from a 6th. Very simple read. Very simple read.
Okay.
And that's what you need. Huh?
Said okay. I'm going to go online tonight, and I'm ordering my books. I want those 2 books. I especially want the spirituality one.
Yes. He's
that book. I really, really want that.
Yes.
Yes.
The last quote I quoted from his book was about the age of feminine, of the feminine principles. That was good. But let's make sure we big up everybody's your products, everybody's products. Make sure you want to support our sister's products. Please, family, this is what's coming. This is what you gotta. She got some great products. These are especially sisters, those orgasmic experiences, an orgasmic experience for real. You know what I'm saying? When you see sisters in these type of earrings, boy, you be like, woo, Lord, look, what women be coming to you and asking you, hey, what you got on? DM her at Wumillion at _ adornments. That's Wumillion _ adornments at IG. And if it's a beautiful thing, man. And of course, if you want spiritual upliftment, self-esteem, consultation, please hit her up at Empress Aisha Moore at Gmail, and products, like I said, Wumillion _ adornments at DM. And of course, her Cash App is $ Empress Amore, and her PayPal is Aisha McBride. What you got coming up for the weekend, darling?
What do you mean what I have coming up as far as products?
Yeah, you're gonna be setting up. You're gonna be setting up anywhere people can come and see you.
I'm going to be setting up in my area out here in the Bronx. But what I'm going to do is have it where I'm going to go Facebook Live. So if anyone can go on my Facebook page and check it out. Actually, what I'm going to also do is create another Instagram page.
Good.
So I'm going to announce it, but I'm going to sell. We're going to sell to the public out here and to you all simultaneously. So if you can't be here, see it. I want you to experience it with me online.
Good. Let me ask you: are you using direct Wi-Fi, or you have an Ethernet cord?
I'm using direct Wi-Fi. Like it just picks up,
Yeah, I'm gonna suggest you get an Ethernet cord and show you where to get it because once you connect it directly, it's a more stronger feed.
Oh, okay.
Much more strong. Yeah, the Ethernet is stronger. Not just a regular. It's an Ethernet cord that you connect directly to your the base, and that will help out also.
Best Buy is not far from me, so should I just go to Best Buy and get it?
Yes, Best Buy does have it. I remember Best Buy does have it. I'll send you a link after we get off at Best Buy so you can get it. Let me shout out the rest of these sponsors while you're here. She's going to be coming up. Let's before I shout out the sponsors, let's shout out who's coming up next. All right, this is what's coming up next. We have our brother that makes the hats here that I'm showing that I'm wearing on right now. This brother here, the copper child Mike Ill, is coming in. Crown jeweler, designer, skateboarder, cinematographer, and journalist. He sent a DVD, a video from his his YouTube channel of him doing all kinds of tricks on the skateboard. He was nationally known in newspapers and all that. He's one of the top skateboarders in the world, but he's also a cinematographer and a journalist. So we're going to be having him on, and we're going to touch on all those fields that he did as a designer, skateboarder, cinematographer. Because I was a skateboarder when I was young, but not to his level, of course, And the month of September, my dear, we got our martial arts great, Master Mo from you remember him?
No, I just remember our conversation. It was just
yes, Master Mo. This is Master Mahayo. Beth, I got to get his name. I got to keep pronouncing this right, but his name is Master Mo, and he'll be on Tuesday, September the 1st. Tuesday, September 1st. He was featured on Black Belt Magazine, 52 Blocks. 52 Blocks. I've been learning that since I was young, but I never officially went into official class other than go to his when Light Burley was there. So big up to Light Burley and Mr. 52s. And people call it Jailhouse Rock and all that back in the day. And the science. We're going to have him on. Then on Wednesday, the 2nd, we have somebody from out of the beautiful practitioner from Sacred Women, Karma, Anika Ma'at, the journey of a Karma Soul doctor. She's coming in on the 2nd, September the 2nd. That's going to be powerful. She's a great sister. I've hung out with her in Georgia, and she's worked with Queen of Four on so many things and numerous amount of things. So enough respect to her. And then we have this sister on September 6th. We welcome a television correspondent on Black Enterprise Business Report. She also used to be an editor, the director of editorial at the Black Enterprise magazine. She's an author of a journal for career professionals called I Kick Ass at Work. We welcome Sonia Aline. She will be here in the building. Big up to her. And then on September the 9th, actually, this is her birthday, Wednesday, September the 9th, Empress Dr. Neith returns to King Simon Presents with her Excellence course and the Priest of the Home course that she's preparing also. And so let's go right to one of her advertisements. This is one of her advertisements, her Excellence, Deep Healing and Soul Restoration for you brothers and sisters out there. But this is particularly directly for sisters for this time. It's starting on October the 11th. October the 11th. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's your mom's birthday. That's right. Mama birthday.
That's for my mother's birthday.
Your mama should do this course. It would be good. Yes, you should.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. It's for her new beginnings. Yes.
Yes, give her a present. That's what I'm talking about. Oh my
goodness, that's beautiful.
Give her a present. Yes, give her a present. Also,
it's a present.
Yeah, hopefully she'll do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what you want. You want to make sure she does it. Also, here's another one of our sponsors, www.pedalwise.com. If you want to deal with the natural gynecologist, acupuncturist, and a massage therapist herself, save 10% with the coupon code KING2020. at pedalwise.com. That's King 2020 at pedalwise.com. Go to the website and scan through it and see the help problems she has for men and for women, but she predominantly helps out the women on this website. Okay. Just want to make sure we show that love. And also, let's go to another sponsor, Janelle Lewis. Big up to her, 347-866-1153. You want to contact her about real estate, please contact her at 347-866-1153 and tell her King Simon sent you, and tell her the KSP family sent you. That's King Simon and Empress Aisha as the KSP family. Also, if you want to do a Numerovation session with me, please text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And of course, if you want to get my new book, and it's coming out soon, make sure you go to King Simon, paypal.me/the Numerovator. You can pay $40 and that also includes the shipping and handling. And it's called Numerovation for Mental Stability. Believe me, people gonna need this. People gonna need this, the cycle we going in. So we need to keep our mind high and up. And again, with our sister here, remember, if you want to do a spiritual consultation with our sister Empress Aisha Amor, please email her. Show her some love. And don't forget my books. Oh yeah, let me not forget the books. Oh my goodness, I'm here forgetting my books. Forget my books. Numbers are simple. People are complicated on Amazon and Kindle. And of course, you can go to No Promotion is Bad Promotion on Amazon and Kindle. And Numbers Are Simple. Our children's health is important. That's very important. And of course, we do always have a disclaimer, content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guests, speakers, and or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters or its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. And there we go. You got to subscribe if you want to get all this good content now. So yes, what you doing for the rest of the night? You're going to be up like Kaba? Kaba going to be up till 6 o'clock for real. He really studies. He's really doing his thing. I'm telling you. He's really going to be up for 6 o'clock.
Yeah, I feel motivated.
Me too.
I have this burst of energy right now. Like
me too. Did you see this? I showed this earlier, this newspaper.
No, what's this one?
It's out on the street. It's ran by a brother named Action Smith, and he's the editor-in-chief of it. And when I looked inside of it, oh my goodness, I'm gonna see if we can get our picture inside there, do a flyer or promotion to get people to watch the YouTube channel. But when I went inside, guess what I said? Whoop whoop. Where's it at? I was trying to find the avatar. Look what he put in there for me.
Right now, that's what I'm talking about.
Half a page at that. Half a page. My goodness, he went in.
Yes.
But I'm so happy. On the bottom it says go to the King Simon Present YouTube page. So I'm glad it says that. And then in the back, of course, my boy Moshood. Nicholas is in. Nicholas is in here. Everybody's in here. Nicholas is also in here. Very good newspaper. He got of course.
Well, that's good.
Also, he got a story about Lawrence Fishburne will not be appearing in Matrix 4. He wasn't invited to appear in there. He got some stories on Kwame Nkrumah. He got some stories on Jam Master Jay's murder, of course. Mike Tyson's story he got in there about him slashing his brother. And also he has the story about Buju Banton. He got some great content. Tamar Baxton. He got, of course, Roy Jones Jr. talking about he might cancel the Tyson fight. All of that is in this week. I think it's a bi-weekly newspaper, so it comes out every 2 weeks. So
okay.
It's a newspaper you can advertise. It's all over the New York City. It's online too. If you go to theconnectingnewspaper.com. That's www.theconnectingnewspaper.com. And you can also advertise on his website. So, hey, advertisement doesn't cost, it pays, family. Learn, if you got a business, advertise your business. Advertise your business. You ready for the prayer? I'm going to let you say the prayer. You can say the prayer because I've been talking enough.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so before we do that, let's honor Dr. Delbert Blair and say, if you want to support the continual legacy of Dr. Delbert Blair, please go to his website, www.themetacenter2.com. That's www.themetacenter2.com. For his books, he has like 3 to 4 books that he has written before he transitioned. The ELF, which is the extra low frequency protectors, and products and more. He got the diodes that you could put in back of your phone to lower the frequency in your phone. He got all of that on his website. They got classes that they still teach. Big up to Tony and the whole brother Tony and them. And we're going to say this prayer, and I'm going to have our beautiful sister close out with the prayer before we close the show in attire with the music and everything else. Are you ready, my beautiful sister?
I am ready to say the prayer.
I want you to say it loud and proud.
Okay.
You ready? Put
ready.
it up. All right, there it goes. You go ahead. Say it.
Let me clear my throat. Okay, hold on. Let me wait. Hold on. Let me give my libation, my little sip of water.
Yes, so please. Me too.
All right. Please, Universal Creator, know in our heart that we love you. Please protect us and this planet on which we live now. Please open our minds, our spirits, and our souls to receive only truth and your love ASAP now.
Yes. Thank you. Oh, I'm so glad we had this time together. I'm dating myself now. Woo. Back to Carol Burnett. Oh man, well, Empress, thank you very much again.
Simon, forgive me for my technical difficulties.
No, bro, no, don't worry about it. We're gonna fix that because I could tell it's probably the cord. I was going through it too until I got these cords and stuff, and sometimes we go through it, and especially depending on how much bandwidth we have and all that kind of stuff. So we got to make sure we check. Yeah, we got to check it.
Mm-hmm.
What you carrying? Optimum? What you doing? What kind of service you have?
But this is I come have to find an adapter too, because these Apple tablets, they have this other type of adapter now. It's not like the average ones.
Okay.
This one is different.
Okay. Well, hey.
But it's all good. I could do that. I'm gonna do this.
It's all good. We're gonna talk, and we'll probably meet up before anything, and we'll talk, and we'll see what happens over there, and see how you can make it happen.
Yeah. Yes, we will talk about that. I definitely want to ask you some questions.
Okay, we'll talk about it after.
I would love to do something, for us to do something when we do meet up. So I really.
Okay.
Hey.
No problem. And I want to do separate programs and I want to let the audience know we want to do separate programs with just us two dialoguing about certain things and probably answering your questions from a spiritual advisor perspective like her, and a numerical perspective. But I also want to touch on domestic violence because I seen an interesting tape, but in the conscious community. And I'm not going to mention any names. People might already know, but I want to make sure if it is happening in your community, in our community, but in the conscious community, it is happening. And we need, if you are sisters are suffering, or brothers, but if sisters, are you suffering out there from any domestic violence, do not be afraid to talk about it. Do not be afraid to talk about it. We got to let it out. People want to break up things around or punch walls and all of that kind of stuff.
Wow.
Believe me, men, especially if they're going through a lot of stress, they can be led to that. Believe me, I know this. It can be led to that, to a point. I'm so happy that at that time I had the Nation of Islam to surround me and the messengers, teachers to keep me at bay. But you can be stressed to a point of no job or not enough money, or your wife might be nagging and all that kind of stuff. This thing happens. Believe that. And I've told people, you got to be very, very mindful of your mind and your mentality, especially during this time, especially during what's going on during these times, especially in the 2020. As much as we want to be awoke and all that, you got to pay attention to what you're putting in your head too. Putting in all them kill them, shoot them up music is going to reflect. If you're listening to kill 'em, shoot 'em up movies all the time, it's going to reflect. If you're playing those games, kill 'em, shoot 'em up all the time, it's going to reflect. So we're going to talk about that. You and I are going to probably have a dialogue with the audience instead of bringing on a guest. We got to start doing that.
Oh, I can't wait.
I know you can. I know you got some juice for me. Look, family, we're gonna close out with my song. This particular song is gonna be on one of the children's books that's gonna come out. I'm here remixing and writing a lot, and it's called Black and White Story because it's all about black and white story. But let us, the original people, tell our own story, not from somebody else's. We got to tell our story. Empress Aisha, love and respect you all the time. You be safe. All right.
Thank you. I'm to everyone, family. Much love, much respect. All right. Ashe. That's it. That's our beautiful sister, my co-host, the beautiful sister Aisha Amore. As we close out, y'all stay focused, stay at peace, and like Marcus Mosiah Garvey say, up you mighty nation, you could accomplish what you will. One love, one aim, one destiny, and what our Baba Dr. Khalid used to say, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one God. Peace, Hotep, Shalom, Assalamu Alaikum, Islam, Airi. That's my song right here. This is my song, Black and White Story. Take care. Bye.
Say we have to analyze it. Me, I go tell you a little something about white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I telling of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. Them come out of the mountains and mix up with seed. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black. It's white, but let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black history. For the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology. To analyze the lives in the society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the minds in the vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm on your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, with the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, say we have to analyze it. Black and white story in my mind, in my mind, in my mind. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Black and white story in my mind. Oh yeah, say we have to analyze it. May I go tell you a little something about white history. Say all they condemn us throughout slavery. They say we were black and very ugly. I lie them, I tell enough of them history. Cause black is beautiful, the whole of them agree. They come out of the mountains and mix up the sea. Here we go, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. Yes, it's black, it's white, but let we tell the story. May I go tell you a little truth about the black history. It's for the people who can hear and those who can see. We're the first to come up with anatomy. To analyze the truth about the way body. We're the first to come up with biology. To analyze the life in our society. We're the first to come up with Egyptology. To construct the pyramids that you see. We're the first to come up with psychology. To analyze the minds in that vicinity. We're the first to come up with musicology. To put the rhythm on your soul and make it rock steady. Correction, my friends, in the black and white history. Yeah, it's black. Hitting the phone,